the first time I teach, so and this is not my language as well. So
Neither of us.
you guys can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Aloha students, my lovely students.
Aloha.
Today I would love to know how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm excited to hear from you.
Oh, thank you so much. What about others?
Me too.
Okay, as long as you're happy, and I'm gonna make this class very excited, and you love this. Now today we're going to learn the human have a success instinct, and it says instinct is what makes humans different from all other livings. Now, now, can you see these pictures? Yeah. I want each of you to take a time to see the picture. What do you see? And as instincts say that as a human we have instinct. That's how we differentiate with human and animals. Now you see this picture. What's the difference you have with your dog? Do you have pets at home, right?
I don't. But
don't.
we have dogs.
You had dogs. What about you, Marcia?
I've never had dogs as pets.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually don't like having pets.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I know pets can be very loyal
Yeah.
and they can be trained,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Connection.
What about Nali? What makes you different with your pet or any other animals that you ever touch or encounter?
Difference between me and my pet is
There are pets in there.
that his animal and
Different words, different vocabulary you're saying?
difference. Sometimes I try to talk to him,
Mhm.
but he doesn't understand.
Okay.
So he doesn't. With communication, it's a big thing between me and my little puppy. Yeah. So when I come here, I wish I can bring him with me, but I give it to my nephew and I told him, you better take care of him.
Alright.
So like, I really miss my little puppy. But yeah, dog, yeah, I love puppies.
The puppies. Eva?
I love pets and dogs are my favorite. And I always wanted to have a dog when I was little, but I never had one. I never got one. So one day I'll have a dog. So when I see that picture, my instinct tells me that brings me all kind of joy and love because I would like a dog.
Alright. So, animals actually don't have an instinct, but human does. What is your instinct? What it means instinct? Anyone knows?
For me, instinct, it's like when you're a parent and when your child is about to put something dangerous in their mouth, your parent's instinct, goes quickly and you quickly grab, whatever they're holding, and it's like instinct is like that, and it's something, yeah, it just comes naturally.
Comes natural. Okay. Any volunteer?
It's like love.
Do you think that pets can love you?
Yes.
Loyal? I mean, very specific. You're gonna go discuss this like really deeply. Okay? Okay. Instincts, it relates with expectation. That's how human and animals different with us. Because animal, they want food, they want love. Just the same like us, right? Animals want to be pet sometimes, you want to rub, but sometimes you want it to. But pets or animals, they don't have expectation in the future. But us, we do. So, as a learner, an active learner, student and teachers, we are a part of society that we have expectation. What do you want in the future? What do you expect from learning? Human has an instinct, but animals don't. Do you understand my question? No? So, what do you expect by learning that humans have an instinct, animals don't?
Yeah, like I was saying, like parents, we have instincts, you know. Teachers, we have instincts. Like what we have in animals don't. I would say logical thinking, because yeah, we can tell, like as humans we can tell when people are upset, when students are not feeling well, and when they're engaged in the lesson and when they're not. Those are all instincts. You can tell when something is wrong with the student.
I like what you say, that you relate instinct with parents. Now, as a teacher, we can be a parent for our student, have an instinct. What do you want to do for your student? Are you just going to teach them, letting them know what do you know? What do you do? Yeah.
Teach them and model what you teach them. Like for example, if you want your kids not to smoke, do not smoke. So your kid will see you're not smoking. Instead of saying smoking is not good for the body, but at the same time you smoke.
Okay.
So it's have to be lead by example, and you have to model it to your kids so they understand what you're trying to teach them.
Okay, good point. I like that. What about Eva?
Well, as a teacher, you don't only teach them, but you care about your students. You care about how they're doing. Like sometimes kids come to class and something happened at home and they need someone to talk to. And if you just stick to the lesson, they might not even learn because they are thinking about something that happened at home. But when they can trust you and talk about it, like you build a relationship, you care about them.
Well, thank you. That's a principle of missionary, how you teach the lesson. Okay, I'm Sita.
Love. It's all about love.
It's all about love.
Yeah, you love your own children, and you have to also teach your students that you love them. You have to show them in a way that you love them by helping them. You know, when they're struggling in class and don't know what to do, and their parents is not there, so you are the parents there. So you take care of the child, the student, help them to know what to do, and to help that student feel for themselves that you care for them, and you want them to success, not just, you know, they're not just there just for you, like, okay, do that and that and that, but help them, make them feel your love for them.
Thank you so much. Your opinions help me a lot. Okay, so now we have a little activity. I'm gonna pass out these papers. There's two colors of them, and get your pencil and write down something on it. That's perfect. Okay, I want you to write down something, your expectation, or something that relates to expectation. Your expectation, or as a teacher, or when you're kids, when you're a student, like very small, like elementary, what were your expectations? I want you to write down a positive, high expectation on the green paper, and then negative or low expectation on the red color. And
When we were in elementary.
yeah, like imagine yourself as a teacher when you're elementary school, or when you were a student when you were elementary school. Yeah. What expectation does make you come to this now? Yeah. Give it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We will discuss about that. Just one, that should be enough. One negative expectation and one positive expectation. Okay, Seta, looks like you're done. Can you share one of your green cards in the red card, please?
Okay, as a student in elementary school, my expectation was to have a good relationship with my teacher.
Okay.
Because I guess with me, I guess it still happen right now. If I don't have good relationship with my teacher,
Mhm.
I will hate the class. And if I hate that class, I will fail the class.
Okay.
So that's my highest expectation that I have when I was in elementary school, and still are right now. You know, I have to like first create that good relationship with the teacher in order for me to engage in class, understand everything, so that I'll be able to fail in class, you know, because I want to pass, and so I will need to build that good relationship with the teacher.
Good, good. Awesome. What about your negative expectation when you're a kid? That you can't achieve it, make you trouble. That gets you in trouble.
Get me in trouble.
Yeah. Like, I wish my friend don't come to school, get sick, doesn't come to school. Or I wish my teacher get sick, so that she
I won't
can
come
come
to school. Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
there you go. You already named it.
Oh. Okay, who wants to share?
Male.
Nale?
Well, my green one is seeing a student, as my own kid.
Mm-hmm.
And my negative one is seeing the student as an object.
Can you explain it more, like
Okay.
object? What's that mean?
With the student, like if you look at the student when he or she walk in, you see him or her as your own kid. You want the best for that student. But when for the negative one as an object, if you see the student and say, oh, it's not a big deal. All I do is just do this because I'm looking. You know, you underestimate that kid as an object. You don't really care about it. But when you see a student as a student, or your own kid, you love to teach them and help them because you expected a teacher to do the same to your own kid when they come to school. Like look at them as a person, or not look at them as
It's an object or things
an
that you can
object.
treat.
It's more like that you put that student an object, it's more like money. You just look at the, oh, here's my money.
It's my money right there.
Awesome.
So-
Awesome. Good idea. I
Let's
like how you
refer
explain
to
that.
our
Yeah, that is supposed to be, as a teacher, we should do that. It's not an object. Because the student, they have a soul, they have instinct, they have expectation in the future. Why do you think they come to class every morning, do the assignment, do what you tell them, but then you perceive them as a things or object, like a chair. You can like perceive them as a chair, like standing there, sitting, do whatever you want, tell them, but then you don't have a good expectation of them. Yeah? Okay, any questions so far, or do you wanna share yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
My high expectation as a teacher
Mhm.
would be that the parents are involved and help the students with their assignments at home too, and like are connected to the teacher. I couldn't think of a low expectation.
Because you're so always positive student, yeah.
Pretty
Never think about
much.
That's good, Eva. It's a good example for others. Okay, anyone to volunteer or any question before you move on? Okay. Yeah. So, we have an example of expectations here in general. So, in positive, can you now please read one point in positive?
What we achieve comes from we work together.
In terms of student and teacher, we have to work together in order to get them in high expectation, yeah? Next. Yeah.
I believe every child can learn and will achieve to his or her fullest potential.
How does it apply it to you as a candidate teacher?
Well, that I expect them to do their best and to study and like come prepared to class.
Great, thank you.
Oh, I am a good teacher, and I am proud that I am a professional educator.
That's how you're telling yourself every day when you see the kids in the classroom. Just tell them, I'm professional, I'm a good teacher, and how do I get my children to be successful, right?
Right.
Marcia, please.
I'm always learning, and that I enjoy going to conferences, workshop, etc.
Yeah, etc. So, if you think you are a great teacher, a good teacher, a successful teacher, then have a positive attitude, positive expectation that you need to go to. For example, like conferences, you have to think that, oh, conferences is a good thing for us. It can help us to, as a development, professional development, yeah. Can share the way we teach each other. And maybe Marcia, negative one?
You don't
Please.
understand the culture where I teach.
Do you think when you say this, we'll fail you as a teacher?
Yeah, I think so. I think like we all come from different cultures, but we're learning. Right now we're learning at, for instance, we're learning at an American college where they teach us how they would teach American kids. And of course it's different. When I go volunteer at Laya Elementary, I find similarities, but at the same time I find differences from when I used to teach back home in Indonesia. But then again, they are all children, no matter whether they're Americans, they're Indonesians, they're from any other country. They're all children. They have the same, instincts. They have the same. How do you call that? Same. They're in the same age, and they're children. They're the same. They're the same beings. They have the same capacity of learning, and no matter what culture they're from. Maybe we have to. Of course, we have to adjust to how they were used to teach and how they see the world, and of course we will respect their cultures and their differences and those kinds of things. But saying that, oh, I don't understand, so I just give up, and trying to change the children's culture to our own, it's not right.
It's not gonna work. Yeah. So, as a teacher, it's not a good thing for us to compare what race they are or what culture they belong to, because you're gonna give you a gap. You're gonna make you unsuccessful. So, can you set that?
Those kids just don't want to learn.
You ever say that to your to a student that you teach?
Yes, when you are not prepared teacher, you always this kid don't want to learn. But
Yeah.
that at the back of that, it's the teacher that not.
Yeah, it's like because you're bored, you're not creative, you're not prepared enough to
Be creative to
Yeah.
put the kids on task.
maybe there's class oh,
So that's the thing. Yeah, who's to be blamed? You or the children?
teacher.
As a teacher.
It's mostly the teacher.
Yeah?
Most of the time.
How so?
Well, because when, for example, you give a task to the class, and some students are writing and working, right? And then there is one student that is just somewhere else, and then you think, oh, he just doesn't want to learn, but maybe he is so smart that it's just too easy for him, for example, and he wants to learn, but he needs a higher level. Or maybe he has a special need and it's too hard for him. He wants to learn, but he needs it a little slower or something.
All right. Thank you. And next, please, if I can. Sorry.
They can't read, they can't spell, they can't sit still, they can't behave.
It's kind of related for the point before, yeah? So, if we see this sentence, they can't read. Is it because the student can't read, or because you are the one that they want to teach? What do you think?
The kids can read if you, as a teacher, sit down with her or him and say, okay, we both learn how to read. And like Seth has mentioned before, you have to build a good relationship with the student. So when your kids have that hard time, can't read, he or she comfortable, sit down with you and read. But even writing or spelling, like I just said before, not boasting, but when you love your kid, your own students, you want the best for them.
Right. You're gonna keep them. You're gonna have them to have a high expectation. You have to be successful in the future. All right, that's a good thing. And yeah.
Professional development meeting are boring. Conferences and have nothing.
It's kind of like the opposite of this. Yeah. So if you have a negative expectation or attitude on something like conferences, you just tell them you haven't go to the conferences, but you already tell them something nothing to do with me. Then it's really not good. Okay, I would like to show you guys. I don't got to. So I want to show you a video here, and as a teacher perspective, we are going to discuss it after we watch this together, okay?
A YouTube video of a Duncanville high school student giving his history teacher a lesson has gone viral, and tonight has his district talking.
If you would just get up and teach them instead of handing them a freaking packet, yo. There's kids in here who don't learn like that. They need to learn face to face. You want kids to come in your class, you want them to get excited for this, you gotta come in here, you gotta make them excited. You want a kid to change and start doing better, you gotta touch his freaking heart. Can't expect a kid to change if all you do is just tell him.
Well, that video was posted this afternoon on our Facebook page, and Channel 8's Jason Whiteley tracked down that young man for us tonight. Jason?
I had dropped out for...
Jeff Bliss says he has no regrets.
No, not at all. I believe that somebody needed to say this.
Get up and teach them.
What he told his teacher in his world history class on Monday has now been seen around the world, gone viral.
I want to see a teacher stand up and interact with the students, get involved, discuss, talk, question, and get deep into the subject.
The 90-second video begins after the teacher at Duncanville High School kicks him out of her class. Bliss told us he initially questioned why students did not have more time to prepare for the STAR test, but then he unloads on her style, critical of her passing out worksheets rather than creating lively and engaging discussions in the classroom.
You want them to get excited for this? You gotta come in here, you gotta make them excited. You want a kid to change and start doing better? You gotta touch his freaking heart.
Jeff's mother is a teacher, but the 18-year-old tells us he really discovered the value of education when he dropped out of school for a year.
And what I soon realized was, without that education, I'm not going to make any step forward into my future.
Bliss says he didn't know a classmate recorded that rant, but he isn't embarrassed of what he said.
Duncanville ISD says it is addressing this situation, and the district reiterated it wants both students and teachers to be engaging in the classroom, but the district says it thinks that Jeff Bliss likely could have expressed his concern in a more appropriate way. Bliss tells us the principal wants to meet with him on campus here tomorrow morning. So far, he has not faced any reprimands. Reporting live in Duncanville.
Okay. So you work at the stage. I just want to discuss a little bit. What do you feel if you're the teacher? What do you feel about the feeling? I mean, like the opinion of your student.
I would feel embarrassed big time
Yeah,
if I was a teacher.
it's true. I'll feel the same too.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because you're not doing your job.
Especially when it's on news.
Well,
watch out
The
because
whole world, like,
right now we're surrounded with technology and students can do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that, I mean, teachers they're not engaging,
Right.
they're not cheerful, they're not positive. All of these kind of things that we learn about are not happening in the schools by a lot of teachers. A lot of teachers are, but some of them are not. And kids are getting really frustrated with that.
Right.
It's true. If that kid gets in trouble for that, that would be a tragedy.
Yeah.
That'd just be a tragedy. It
Yeah.
needs to be said like that. I'm glad you showed that video.
Kind of like I don't know education system here in America with back home Indonesia kind of different because that's how I taught when I was in high school. So my teacher would sit down there and pass out the packets and then just read the book the whole day, sitting there, not even get up. My teacher would just get up to go to the bathroom or to get something to eat, but not like engage with the student, not even stand up like this, like facing to face with the students. So I was raised like that. So when I watch this video, wow, it's like something need to be changed in the system education in Indonesia. Like I will be the one that will start the system, like how the people teach here, the students or the teachers to teach the
And
students.
you know what else is sad is that some students don't realize why they're being frustrated with school. They don't understand why school is boring, why they don't like going to school. I mean, that kid's obviously pretty intelligent.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way he talks
Yeah.
and articulates his words, even though he kind of looks like a dropout, but he's obviously intelligent.
Right.
And he can identify exactly what the problem is in the classroom.
Right.
And around the world, stuff like that's going to be known. Indonesia, Tonga, all these places where it's just still traditional transmission teaching, kids are frustrated. But some of them, they don't know why. They don't understand how to say it.
I think because the American law protected every individual rights, Because in Indonesia, if you do the same thing like that, you'll be in big trouble. Your parents will be in big trouble. You can't do that. But for now, the approach I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it for myself. I'm gonna show it to people and how they like it. I'm sure that Indonesian people, Indonesian students will like this idea, like how you approach the students instead of just like sitting down there and read the textbook all the time.
That'd be
Just
awesome
waiting
if
for a
you do
picture.
that.
Yeah, just for the picture. It's better for them to understand the principle that we're method or principle that we're teaching instead of just like memorizing.
Sorry, do you have somebody else need to go? Are you done?
Nope, we're
Alright,
done.
great.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. So that's the thing. I have another one to show. Watch. So it says like why positive expectations are important. So we are encouraging as a teacher, you encourage your student to have a high expectation so that they could see themselves in the future, be successful individual, part of society. I want everybody read this. 1, 2, 3.
Your expectations of your students will greatly influence their achievements in your class and in their lives.
All right. Now, I want you to say, as a teacher, my expectation of my student will greatly influence their achievement in my class and in their life. It's not only for your student, but for us as well. Yeah, because if our student happy, they learn so much and they progress, make improvement, then we'll feel happy. We don't like to see our student become depressed, like what British say, like so stressful when the exam come. But then we want them to be happy, enjoy, and engage, be able to in the future be able to come to us and greet us. Hey teacher, I'm here. Not like just me. I avoid my teacher all the time because she's a mean teacher. So, any questions so far? Yeah? Good. So, as a teacher in the future, you have to give or make a high expectation for your students and for yourself as well, not for them. Remember, happy student will enjoy being in your class to learn and to improve themselves. Their success, also their ours as well.